Andrew Holness, I talk about him never born with gold spoon in his mouth. Me no know who he might compare himself to. Andrew, what you know about 8 people in a 1 2-bedroom? I made that. Andrew, what you know about when my mother and my father and on the door, them have curtain and a 6 how we have to sleep on 2 divan? I made that. Dayton, what Andrew know about when you have 3 shoes and them have a name, school shoes, church shoes, and going out shoes? Are we that? So don't style Mark Golden, because we around him will defend him to the end, because we know. So Comrade Golden, when I hear Andrew, I say him never born with gold spoon in his mouth. That does not mean you should steal it.
Old pirates, yes, they rob I, sold I to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottom.
If you reach off a taxi, how you fight taxi, so? Me ask Andrew Holness a question, because him love taught me that man. My father said the names must be named. Mr. Craveney, who has proven himself to be the cravenest of A's. I have a question. Did your taxi have to have car seat for babies? Did your taxi have to change front end parts every week because of the road infrastructure? Hold on now. Were your taxis rapists and murderers, as you have declared in defense of your old bus system?
In access to education for all. Senator Crawford.
Thank you very much. I will stand on the protocols that have been observed.
Trust me, on this side, we can spell Jamaica. You are indeed up next. So following behind the Justice for All conversation, we invite Senator Damion Crawford, a man known for his creativity in finding solutions, a passionate advocate in access to education for all. Senator Crawford.
To say a special recognition, of course, to the leader of the People's National Party, and as we hope, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. I thank you all for attending, for your time and for your attention. And I have been tasked with speaking to you on access to quality education. Our position for education is based, first of all, on the reality that education is in crisis. And not only is education in crisis, there is great deterioration over the last 10 years. Some of the facts that we must acknowledge is that over 11,000 children are not achieving basic mastery at the 6th grade level in mathematics. Additionally, 18% are achieving 5 subjects, including math and English. That means 82% has not achieved the basic graduating numbers that we desire. Indeed, we have also recognized that there is a concern at the absenteeism, but also at the literacy level. In the last 10 years, literacy in 2015 reduced from 84% in 2015 to 65% in 2024. The same subject, about 5 subjects including math and English, reduced from 28% in 2015 to 18% in 2024. Therefore, we acknowledge that education is in crisis. The second acknowledgement is that the mantra of education is a contract between God and man that states, first of all, that every child can learn, which God has allowed, but the second, every child must, is the duty of our government, of our teachers, and of our parents. We therefore are committed to achieving that role that humans have gained in that contract with God. Our overall objective and the ultimate aim within our lifetime is to have 1 degree per household or its equivalent in vocation, suggesting therefore level 4 of heart qualification in vocations. That, however, would need multiple tenets, multiple hurdles to be crossed for persons, first of all, to be able to attend the university, and the second of all, to be able to be successful at that level. We look at the first proposal that we have made for university, which is the first in the family scholarship. This indicates, therefore, that the first person to matriculate to university would receive, as indicated by the leader in his budget presentation, a full scholarship to the university. We have received questions about what is a family and how is a family defined. It is simple. There's 2 definitions to the family. The first is shared ancestry, and the second is shared roof. Any of which that child qualifies, that child will benefit from the first in the family scholarship. Our numbers have been calculated and reported, and it's important to indicate to students currently at the university that for the first year, our numbers considered 4 groups of university students. So not only new university students, but current university in first year will receive their second year, and current in second year will receive their third year, and equally current in third year will receive their 4th year. We also recognize that outside of those who may receive the scholarship, some are still in need of having a student loan. And again, as the leader has indicated in his budget presentation, which is why I'm so confused by the multiplicity of arguments that we have not proposed our plans. But the leader also stated that those persons who have applied to student loan, the payment will be tied to their income to ensure that student loan isn't an albatross around the necks of individuals who have the necessary expenses of survival. We have also indicated that for those who are not yet employed, student loan will not start until the start of employment. Therefore, there will be no requirement for payment. But before we get to university, we have to ensure that there is early exposure to children for their brain function. Research has indicated that 80% of the brain function occurs in the first 1,000 days. And to that extent, we will ensure that we work with the churches to create facilities for infant learning in each community so that we can have organized access to brain function and that improvement so our children can get that. Additionally, we recognize absenteeism as a major problem in Jamaica. Recently, we celebrated 22%, a return to 22% absenteeism quote-unquote pre-COVID levels. Chronic absenteeism is suggested to be 10%. So we are celebrating twice what is suggested to be the chronic absenteeism levels. And this is for the general reality. Deep rural absenteeism has been said to be 55% and rural absenteeism 32%. To this extent, we have recognized some of the reasons for absenteeism to include access to transportation. And it's important to differentiate access and affordability because there are some communities being deep rural that have no access for them to even consider affordability. To that extent, we had indicated the RIDE program. And the RIDE program is to give $10,000 per month or $2,500 per week as a supplement to individuals who are coming from communities that may, one, not have access to make access more available, but two, may not be able to afford to ensure that they can afford getting to school. Regardless of the quality of school and teacher, absence would indicate that the child will not be able to perform satisfactorily. We also recognize nutrition to be a problem. And in recognizing that nutrition is a problem, we relied upon the research that said 56% of Jamaicans have food insecurity. Some graver than others, but 56%. Our current PATH program lunch is targeting less than 30% of our children, indicating that approximately 26% are still not accessing the necessary nutrition that is needed. To this extent, we not only decided to expand the number of students to over 240,000 students, but also to increase the amount from $180 to $400 per child per day. The current $180 have caused for an apartheid system in education where many children on PATH have to join a separate line of segregation and divided from persons who are affording other lunches. Principals have also started to offer 3 days of lunch because the money allotted cannot provide for the entire 5 days. Time come for that to change under the People's National Party. We will ensure that the stories of literacy problems in high school are a thing of the past by focusing on literacy and numeracy in the first 4 years, indicating that by the grade 6, all our children should be literate and numerate with the necessary interventions to correct the necessary things for those children. We will host camps, we will host evening programs, we will host summer school to ensure that those who unfortunately have been robbed of opportunity don't remain in the lines of the level 3 and level 2, but all come to pathway 1, which is the aim for our children. Finally, we will ensure that our children have great access to the necessities of a teacher in the classroom. We have seen the teacher migration and the negatives that have caused, especially in mathematics and vocation. And to that extent, we are proposing a retention plan for teachers so that Jamaica become more competitive for the services of our wonderful teachers that are constantly being asked to migrate into other spaces. This retention plan will change some of the realities that we have seen where students doing an exam in fifth form have not had a math teacher since third form. It therefore explains why less than 40% of our children taking math are passing math at this particular point in time. The teacher retention plan would include, first of all, greater access to housing through the NHT. It would include reservation of housing units built through the NHT and under government programs. It would include graduating access to motor vehicle concession. It would include forgiveness of student loan for the years that they remain in the public sector. It would include internet as a tool of trade to ensure access to preparation and information. And it would include ensuring their environs, both in the classroom and the staff room, are sufficient for them to feel comfortable moving forward. We believe that our access to education plans are holistic, fulsome, and will ensure that we move the needle from just access to quality access for our children. Therefore, we are putting forward an education plan that is based on love for our children, love for our future, and love for our country. Thank you, Jamaica.
Thank you very much, Senator Crawford. Some of the most engaging pieces of content that humor us, but also call us to think deeply about the things we might overlook or take for granted. Now, one of the things I've learned is that it takes a sharp, witty mind and a wise soul to give a good joke. So fun and joke aside, our next speaker is a serious leader, and he is deeply committed to not just reforming and tinkering and fiddling with our healthcare sector, but transforming it entirely, prioritizing a patient-first approach to how we treat with our vulnerable populations, and not just centering on healing the sick, but a focus on prevention and wholesome wellness. Please join me in welcoming our speaker to explore our next pillar on Mission Jamaica Love, care for the vulnerable and health services, Dr. Alfred Dawes, the next Member of Parliament for Southeast St. Catherine.
All protocols observed. A special greeting to the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Comrades and Jamaicans here and online, good evening. I am not here tonight to sell a manifesto. I'm here tonight to invite you on a journey. It is a journey of creating a world-class healthcare sector. It is a journey towards good healthcare with dignity, where you are treated like and feel like Smaddy Pickney. It is a journey to reform healthcare, because for too long we have been kicking the reform can down the road, and now we are at the end of that road. We are reforming healthcare to meet the needs of the people, not what looks good with optics and marketing. The people have suffered long enough. They have cried too often. Billions spent with lives not saved, but friends enriched. The People's National Party will not boast of the money that is spent. It will boast of the lives saved. And I am not just here because you can read the manifesto. I am going to say the team that is going to implement these policies care deeply about the health of the nation, led by a prime minister with medicine in his DNA. 3 generations of excellent doctors that has allowed him to select a team that is going to go far beyond what Sir John himself did. I have been the doctor who decides who gets a bed and who gets to sit in a chair for days because there are no more beds. I have been the doctor who decides who gets oxygen because oxygen is low. I have been a part of the medical team that has decided who gets to go into ICU for that one available bed and who has to die. And that is not a responsibility that you would want to wish on your worst enemy, but it is a responsibility that is faced every day by our healthcare workers. You don't want to be those healthcare workers, and worse, you do not want to be that patient or relative. Billions wasted, millionaires created. Even as more mothers die during childbirth than 30 years ago, more babies are dying than 10 years ago, than 20 years ago. More Jamaicans now are suffering under this healthcare sector. And the tears of the grieving relatives for those who have passed demand change. It is not through infrastructural projects, not an ivory tower at the University Hospital of the West Indies, when so many clinics and hospitals lack staff and basic equipment to care for those who come to their doors. The needs of the patients and the staff need to be addressed and not the needs of the politician. It cannot be that policies are guided by ribbon cutting over service. Nothing short of comprehensive reform of the entire healthcare sector is acceptable. The regional health authorities, over 20 years now, we know that there is needed some level of reform, and we will make those painful reforms. We will change administrative functions. We will fix the wastage of money. We will drill down on the procurement issues that are facing the Ministry of Health. There will be a comprehensive review of how we fund the Ministry of Health and a comprehensive review of how we spend the dollars in the Ministry of Health. And above all, we will have care with dignity. And this means that you will have care with dignity from the womb to the tomb. The political will is here tonight, Jamaica. I feel it in the room. It can be done. It will be done. So I invite you, Jamaica, to journey with the PNP as we reduce waiting times for surgeries in A&E departments, in clinics, where we move patients out of chairs into beds, where we save mothers from dying in labor with improved antenatal care rather than blaming the mothers. We will end the lies that a dead baby a day at the Victoria Jubilee Hospital is due to prematurity by building a proper neonatal ICU at the Bustamante Hospital for Children, for ensuring that timely surgeries and interventions are done at Bustamante, the largest pediatric hospital in the English-speaking Caribbean, by having a proper CT scan and MRI for the first time, instead of having those children and babies carted over in the cold air to KPH. It is a pledge, it is a promise, it will be done. Join us on a journey towards improved emergency services with proper ambulances, where we will allow patriotic Jamaicans, families, businesses to adopt an ambulance and take care of the maintenance, so that ambulance will always be on the road and available in the case of an emergency. Join us as we improve radiology, where every parish hospital will have a CT scan, where we will improve dialysis so you don't have to cut the costs and allow yourself to be poisoned a little bit more, rather than get the treatment you deserve if you have kidney failure. Join us on a journey towards dignity, where you no longer have to go on Facebook and beg for blood donations. Join us for a health service where we work towards seeing a grandmother with a hip fracture, getting her surgery done because the implants are there, rather than waiting 3 months to come up with the money to buy those implants. They will have their surgery and be home in 2 days. We are on a journey to create a primary care system, where if you can't afford to go to the clinics will come to you with home visits through community health aides, where you will be screened, and we will manage the diabetes better. We will manage the hypertension better, so that we will have less strokes, less amputations. Today, a leg was cut off. Every day, a leg is lost in Jamaica, likely due to diabetes, entirely preventative. Join us as we journey towards cancers screened and cured with less lives lost. And this part is particularly emotional for me, because 3 years ago, my mother was diagnosed with colon cancer, and I've told this story before with her permission. And guilt-racked, I made a pact with God that should her cancer go and she'd not get that dreaded surgery where she would need the bag on her side permanently, I would do everything in my power, wherever I am planted, to improve cancer care in Jamaica. And yesterday, after her follow-up colonoscopy 3 years later, she continues to be cancer-free. Without any surgery, it disappeared from stage 3 to stage 0. And it reminds me that the pledge I made 3 years ago is not for her, but for those who could not afford the Tony Thwaites bill, who cannot afford a private doctor, those who can't call a friend and say, get a colonoscopy done. They have to wait 2 years. During that time, the cancer grows where it is incurable. It is the reality that is facing a lot of Jamaicans, and one that I have vowed to help to put an end to that misery. And I am asking to join me on that journey, to join the People's National Party on that journey, to reduce the suffering of Jamaicans by providing the healthcare sector that I know we can create. We only have to dream it, because the team is there to do it. A team that has over 400 years of cumulative experience, but they're just waiting for the right prime minister to focus on health. With the right economic conditions where we're not saddled by debt and austerity. I know Jamaicans that you are hurt, angry, and disappointed with the healthcare sector. But it is that same hurt, anger, and disappointment that gives us all hope. Because now you are demanding, for the first time since universal adult suffrage, that health be a priority in a general election. And with this awesome responsibility of who forms the next government hanging over both parties' heads, it is for Jamaicans to choose the team who they believe cares more about their health rather than the gimmickry and the ribbon cutting. I know Jamaicans on September 3 going to the polls will make healthcare one of the reasons why they vote for the People's National Party to enact the reforms that we need. Our parents, grandparents who have gone before us, they demand it. Our children, the next generation, require it of us. We have an excellent opportunity now to fix healthcare for generations to come. Let us not waste it. Let us do the right thing. Thank you.
Next pillar, the final A in Jamaica, as we explore Mission Jamaica Love, accountability in governance. Please welcome a man most suited to speak to accountability in governance, or president of the People's National Party and leader of the opposition, a man who has led with integrity and vision, Mark Jefferson Golding.
Thank you very much, Crystal. Jamaica's democratic journey began for the right to vote and then self-government. Today, we must go further. Democracy is not only about casting a vote. It's about giving citizens an authentic voice in the decisions that affect their lives. The People's National Party is committed to participatory democracy, where governance is transparent, inclusive, and accountable. We will modernize our public institutions, return power to communities, and rebuild trust in government by creating a system that delivers for the people. Now, earlier you heard some constitutional aspects of this in the introduction of a procedure for impeachment, for recall, for the opposition chairing the committees in Parliament, and I would add unexplained wealth orders. Further to all of those, we must restore and will restore the office of the political ombudsman as an independent watchdog, separate from the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. We must ensure the independence and effectiveness of the Integrity Commission to enable it to pursue its statutory mandate without fear or favor, including desirable improvements such as the modification of the so-called gag clause to achieve a workable balance between protecting legitimate reputational rights and ensuring timely disclosure in the public interest. I've said in the coming elections, there will be candidates who are under investigation for illicit enrichment, and the voters will not know who they are other than one. We will strengthen the oversight committees in Parliament, including by enacting mechanisms that facilitate the participation of civil society and other non-state actors in the work of those oversight committees. We must broaden the democracy in this country and include more people in the process of government. We will modernize the Access to Information Act, which was introduced by the People's National Party and which needs further reform, including to implement simpler processes, shorter timelines, and a broader scope to facilitate the flow of information to the public. We will modernize the legal framework for obtaining permits and licenses to ensure efficiency, fairness, and transparency. We will increase the monetary jurisdiction of the parish courts so more Jamaicans can have access to justice that is affordable and closer to home. And I would remind that the emergence of the parish courts took place when I was Minister of Justice, when we modernized the system from resident magistrate courts to the parish court system. And we will hold public dialogue on the National Sex Offender Registry to ensure a balance between public safety and rehabilitation of offenders, because the society is calling for that. In local government, we will build on the constitutional amendment enacted in 2015 that guarantees a local system of democratic governance. We will review the 3 strategic laws that we passed under Portia Simpson Miller: the Local Governance Act, the Local Government Financing and Financial Management Act, and the Local Government Unified Service and Employment Act, with a view to making necessary adjustments followed by full enforcement of their provisions, which has not happened yet. We will empower the parish development committees and community development committees to create local plans. We will shift focus from constituency politics to community development by expanding the powers of our municipal corporations to make a difference in local people's lives. And we will establish a national People's Assembly, including diaspora representatives, to review laws and shape policy impacting local communities. We will introduce participatory budgeting and local planning, where citizens help to decide the spending priorities, which is contemplated by the 3 strategic laws. And we will create stronger accountability measures for local government, linking funding to measurable performance. Jamaica is demanding broader inclusion alongside greater accountability and integrity in public affairs. And the People's National Party, under my leadership, will deliver on that broad call. Thank you very much.
People them and said, Lord God, they will not bring out the picnic with I here, so what look how they do to the picnic here. I'm going to tell them, say, me do something to my picnic. I don't know no picnic, I saw me picnic here grow. You never ever let the locks of your hair grow. I saw my picnic grow, when you comb your picnic here, that is when you are do something to it. So you can't say, oh, men and people get mixed down. Men and people mix them up. When you do all sort of thing with your ear, perm it, worm it, scream it, leam it, team it, all them steaming business where you fry up your ear and all them something there. And you're accepted. Black people are steam them ear, fry them ear. And you're accepted in church and in school. But you come in a school and you go in a workplace with your ear looking just like how nature allow it to be. And them a look at you like you do something terrible and wicked. And for years them a persecute Rasta that way there. Me have virtue to them take back and cut off them lap. That are old people, I mean that are old police. People grab Rasta and take back and cut off them lap because that is the worst thing you can do. This is the culture. You know, the school thing start again and we hear the government with the mouthpiece of the Minister of Education, I say that them going to allow the different hairstyle them in the school them, including locks. Cause I remember saying, you know, for years, you know, every time school I go open, you know, some argument come up about locks in a school, you know. The last one was where them talk about lice and thing, and I go be picking them head, so them not allow them with it. I mean, no Rasta, in order to make them pick to go to a certain school, them cut off the picnic locks. No. Here what go on, so no. You see them people that do things halfway, you know. Because them say, no, you can't go to school now. If you locks, you can't go to school without something on your head. Most youth go to school with things on them head when them locks. And I know because the school says so. It's just a thing where most youth, Rasta, them don't really like, you know, palaver them locks, you know, in the place them. But apart from that, me want to know if them feel say that's just a school thing with that talk about, or is that thing where them don't accept locks anywhere in a Jamaica. It's one thing to say I got admit children in a school with the locks, you know. We are pushing further than that, you know. Want to the bank them. Want to the places them where the only time Rasta can go in them places if they have large money or draw out them money. But you know, I go see them behind the counter. And when me say locks, listen to me, I say, when me say locks, I don't mean twisty locks, you know. Because right now, a whole heap of one twist up them locks to make it look acceptable. I mean, I say, a man can't twist him locks in a film one, but when we are coming a Rasta, a bongo, natty, Congo, dreadlocks, them claim, we're going to come forward, we're going to take Congo dreadlocks. And people call it dreading because them feel say terrible, look terrible, so them say what they dread. So them they afraid of locks. So them call it dreadlocks. And how me know locks? Locks grow according to nature. According to nature. I just nowadays this is some studio neo-rasta who train them here to grow a certain way. Yes, that is a fashion. When it reaches it's fashion. They start to train locks. I'm going to say, Rasta now, people who say them are Rasta, start to train them locks too, to grow a certain way. The Congo Bongo dreadlocks get missing out of the equation. And why may I mention that is, suppose a youth decides, say, he might go grow in locks like how the Congo locks look. If them are going to say something to the youth, if him not have no time, and if them declare to him something, what is the consequence that will be taken against a teacher who discriminate against a Congo Bongo dreadlocks? Because that me I defend. Me I defend the Congo Bongo dreadlocks. The one where people look at and say, Lord God, look at them head. Where you go cut off your lock? Cut off your ear, you know, see it don't look good. And that kind of locks that me I talk about. The locks where men and people scared of fear. Fear, that's why it tells the dreadlocks. The black heart man kind of locks. Warm to when a man who is well versed in a whatsoever profession him is, and him go get a job, and him not have nothing but him have the Congo Bongo dreadlocks a flash. And people say, no sir, me no want him work here. That is discrimination. Because remember them say people must discriminate against people who have HIV, you know. Yeah, people who HIV, you know, pass HIV because you touch somebody. Certainly, you understand? The bongo, you know, go catch locks. I can't do them lies in your head because most Rasta women know wash them locks more than how me see men and people are wash them ear. Yes. So what me I say now? The discrimination go further than school. And you don't know that too. You don't know that the discrimination go further than school. The discrimination going on every government office where you go. Every tax office. Every car, whatsoever office you go, because them want to see a lot twisty. Because them accept that now, like how the two guys, them named Crawford and the other one, sit down in a parliament with them laps, well twist up. You know, see, it look pretty to them. Because that is how them want to bring us down to fit them level. To come tell us say, we now accept on a Congo bongo, you know. We want to not do it. We want to not fix it. Fix the locks. So you see a man like Crawford now, female locks get longer now and it twist up. You could have a young lady that twist it for my man in time. And a whole heap of rats start to do that now too. You see them on the road, them twist up them here, that's why the man them cannot make this lock looking thing. And you see the girl them in them shorts and them midriff blouse and them ear come weird down, I think so lock them up on. And I really, some ear come from Mexico and from India and China. They make it in a locks and put it on them head to mimic I cultural expression. So it's almost like them diminish it. That whole heap of rats now because they want to get assimilated into the society. Him not in the Congo bongo locks again. You know, see him tear out the locks. I tell you, men and people who do not easy. Him tear out the locks to satisfy him workplace. Because I know them never accept it that way there. Before be defiant. And what is it? What is the consequence of a man discriminate against you because of your cultural expression? What is the consequence? If you go to a job and you say, we have a certain way to look in this office, you know, sir. And they call you sir to Pantapite, you know. We know that you're a Rastafarian, but that ear, because sometimes them don't ever see it, you know, them don't see the thumb, and it look like I just shave up here upon it, you know, so them assume no, say that's underneath it. Even though some man put all pillowcase in the time to make it look like him have enough ear, but apart from that, when you look on how the man look on you, when you see you coming front time, you know, it's like a ghost coming front time, you know. Yes. And right away, you know, say, you could have this and that round PhD, this, that, you could have go, this at school, like that, the school. Him now go accept you with your ear. That means you can be more qualified than him, you know. You know, you can be more qualified than him. But guess what? Because him sit down on the other side of the desk and I look on you because you stand up. Him now go accept you because he say you have to get a trim. That is what we call discrimination at its highest level. So, we want to find out if when them say locks can be worn at school without cover it. When the Congo bongo dreadlocks walk into school without anything on him head as a youth, and a whole heap of locks no grow stringy. Even though them used to call them map head. But a whole heap of ear no look like map head, a whole ear look like tree limb. So tree limb stay, it go anywhere. It have a root, you know, but the tree limb go anywhere. Anywhere carry go, this way it go. Until a man come down and get one scissors, yard scissors, and cut it long and cut it round and shape it up and shape it down and all them something there. And we see man do that now with them locks, like them not understand the identity that is projected by Rastafari. The locks is the most visible. I mean, I tell a man say, you have Rasta man, you have man with no locks and I'm a Rasta. I mean, I say that, you know, I say. The locks is the most visible expression of Rastafari culture. It is the most visible expression of Rastafari culture, the locks. Me not going to challenge nobody to that. Me I say it straight up. Straight up. The most visible expression that you can see of Rasta is the locks. I mean, I say everybody who locks is Rasta, you know. Me not say everybody who locks is Rasta. Me talk about culturally. It is an expression of Rastafari culture. And we can't diminish it now because men and people decide, say, why you locks? Why, when we say locks, you know, we don't mean that kind of locks, you know. You think them not to that them head? You think them not to that them head? You say, that man that say, muta. Are you going to some place? Make me walk, go in a place to rot in without nothing for my head. It's a different muta that. Hey, watch your man. Because you some things, you know, Rasta. Can you say, the locks is one thing, you know. Yeah. And also, a man can identify you through your barefoot. Them say, you're a madman through your barefoot. Them say, a madman, that man, you see my walk barefoot. But you know, you see, when you have locks and you walk barefoot, and the ultimate crime that you have committed at Rome, you know. I tell you that, you know. When we have come from bush and come down in the town, you know. Holy power in all the woman them too, you know. With nothing upon them head. And them barefoot and go through all coronation market and all them place there. Man to go be a market and all them thing there. It's like nobody know why come near you, you know. Nobody, because all them look by you, know, it's like, oh my God. I mean, watch out that one, you know. Jesus Christ, look what the people do our head. I saw them angle away, you know. Yeah, man. What the locks is one, the barefoot is one, but we put the two of them together. No ambition. No ambition. And I saw them see it. Me nah give up my culture, my Rastafari way of life. Because so no work where them can put in front of me. So if you can't accept me or me is as a Rasta, I express my culture. Leave me alone, me go find somewhere to go through. Which I have been doing it for years. I will find somewhere to go through. And now we get caught up that we are shift from the cultural expression of Rastafari to satisfy some 9-to-5 job where they want to give it. That we will have. Well, we used to work at a telephone company, and the reason why I'm in a telephone company is because I realize I get up 9 o'clock. About 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, I go catch bus. For go down a half-a-tree road when cable and wireless are there, so. And I realize about Rasta keep things all over the place and I can't get for go. Because by the time me go work and come back 5 o'clock, by the time I reach the Rasta thing is over. I just left that. Me left that. My mother said, what you doing? I said, me what me do? I can't take the 9-to-5 thing. So I go create something for myself. Me create something for myself. I'm going to do it for years. Years me I do it. I talk about long before me I perform poetry. I talk about long before that. Long before me I perform poetry. I create things for myself that I can use when I do that door. And pay rent. And live in a house. And buy food and all them something there. Nobody now get me now for go twist up my locks. For go satisfy no fashion statement. Or no job application. My little daughter, when I change to little again, my big daughter, Donna Montego Bay, when we said I got school, the people them and I talk about, the sister them went at the school, you know, the people them I said, Lord God, they won't bring out the picnic with I here, so what look how they go to the picnic here. I'm have to tell them, say, me do something for my picnic. I don't know no picnic, I saw me picnic here grow. You never hear about let the locks of your hair grow. And some people grow, when you comb your pick the hair, that is when you are do something to it. So you can't say, oh, men and people get mixed down. Men and people mix them up. Because my little daughter got school. The first dreadlocks for go to Mount Alvernia High School. First. I will make sure say she have her locks. Just as how it did grow when she never got to school. And she excelling at the school. But when we are walking on the road, it's like a crime commit. Look what I do with the picnic head. Me never put a comb in my picnic head yet. Me make it grow. Who can tell me now say me commit a crime against God or against nature? When you do all sort of thing with your ear, permit, hermit, worm it, scream it, leam it, team it, all them steaming business where you fry up your ear and all them something there. And you're accepted. Black people have steam them ear, fry them ear. And you're accepted in church and in school. But you come in a school and you go in a workplace with your ear looking just like how nature allow it to be. And them a look at you like you do something terrible and wicked. Mix up. And mix up, they mix up. It have no rational logic behind what them do. And for years, them have persecute Rasta. That way there. Me have brethren them take back and cut off them lap. I talk about people, I talk about police. People grab Rasta and take back and cut off them lap because that is the worst thing you can do. I say it's the worst thing you can do to a youth or to yourself. Because say you're weird, you just not come here. That's the first wickedness you do. To men and people. Yes. The first thing in your mother's house. You can go and talk, you talk and walk, you walk. But make you realize you stop coming here. You're so nasty, you're dirty and she knows you're not so nasty and dirty, you know. But the idea of a lot is almost like a criminal intent. And that is how the system have it. And now they are trying to try to appease you by saying, all right, you know, we're going to allow certain hairstyle in the school. Yes, they're going to allow certain hairstyle in the school. Well, if you know what I say, that is a hairstyle, so be it. But me no say, a whole heap of youth who go to school now going to look like Crawford ear. Them ear now going to look like Crawford ear at all. And a whole heap of ones cover them ear because of that, knowing that you go to certain places, you better cover your locks. Because to them it's terrible and dreadful. And when you go to Bingy, everybody take off them, every one of the man them take off them thumb or whatever them have on them head. And when you look, you see the Congo, Bongo, I have Bingy. Ears are push out of your head, so. And it's sweet, yo. Because you know, say, I know you do nothing to it. You know, permit, you know, steam it. You know, fry it and you know, bake it. And me I say this to the rat of them, so be proud of your locks. Just like when I tell black people, say, be proud of them skin. I'm proud of them ear. Them black ear. Because that's the biggest problem black women have. Black woman's biggest problem is them ear. You think it was man? No, it was them ears. The ear is the black woman's biggest problem. She don't know what to do with her ear. She have 7 different things for 7 different days for her ear. And that is all them have we. Why the Rasta, one ear, straight through, for the whole of life. One ear. And that is where we get persecuted for. That is what them get persecuted for. Because we culturally divine. Our manifestation of cultural expression is blatant in the eyes of men and people. But somehow we now can't take it away description of what is well set and well dressed and well groomed. Well, they have some way, I got just stayed away there. And we're going to go through. We're going to go through. No care what them said, we're going to go through. We're going to break down all of them barriers. Just like how we break, the ganja barrier broke down. Now we see part of the lax thing are broke down. We see the food thing are broke down. All of them are broke down. We see the reparation thing are broke down. It have come to a few teachers now where we say, yes, Rasta said these things long time. And it can make itself known now that is something just. Until that day, we Africans will fight if it is necessary. I know when people follow up this Trump thing in America there, the case. Trump no easy, you know, that's that, hey. You know, say the man take a mug shot. Mug shot is where when you go to jail, them take your fingerprint and take a picture of you, about 3 different pictures of you. And them take the mug shot and put on t-shirt, mug, all sort of thing. And make millions of fight, you know. Now, black people in America now, I see some black people talk, what them say, Trump is now one of us. Now, them identify a prison shot by a white man, one of the worst presidents ever in America. But Trump have a prison shot now. And 2 black people always take prison shots. These niggas is now saying, Trump is one of us. What kind of madness is that? So they must say it's Trump forever, mean 2024. They might claim say no, a Trump for them man. They don't have nothing to do with where he might say, in terms of what I'm going to do when he become president. Like him say, I'm going to pardon all of the man them where they are prison for this, you know, raid upon the capital. I'm going to pardon them. But the man is like something else. Them lick him up, them pick him up and bounce right back. Them pick him up, them lick him down and bounce right back. Him must about charge, more than 19, 20, 21 charge upon him. Him just get liquid one now, where him did say something to defame a character woman where they have to pay $5 million for. And him the same thing where him get him found guilty for pay the money. As him come out of the courthouse, him say it again, and the woman sue him again, and the court say yes, him have to pay. And them now use no jury now for try no case over because at the same word him use when him get tried and get charged for $5 million. Now him have to go pay more money now, so tomorrow they must have to decide how much money him have to pay now. But it's amazing how black people in America, because the man take a mugshot, a prison photo, and put it out there, he's now, I mean, all of the ones them who did that try overtake him in the Republican Party, him triple them up. If you add up all of the other people, them popularity with female, them to ever reach, them not reach nowhere near him. And now him a challenge Biden now in terms of popularity, because him take I guess the Democrats and did feel say the mugshot should be a negative to the people them, but it was not. It works to reverse him. Because of that mugshot now, black people identify with it because that's how black people identify themselves with prison. Yeah. Me I tell you, man, what the hell if Donald Trump become president again? Because I claim I'm going to lock up Biden, you know. I revenge him, I'm going to take it out. I'm going to lock up Biden, but it's sad, man. It's sad. It's sad. America supposed to be this #1 first world country, and it has now become the disgrace to the world, a disgrace. What is going on in America is a disgrace to the world, man.